Just because it takes place on paved roads and skinny tires doesn't mean it's out of the purview of the Heat Check. So welcome to the Heat Check, the Road Edition. The Cat 1 road race of the 2019 U.S. Amateur Road National Championships features some of the strongest teams in the U.S., including Legion of Los Angeles, Project Echelon, Butcher Box, CS Fellow, a slew of others. But it was the first internet bank cycling squad that had this race circled on their calendars for the past year. Heading into nationals, FIB had high morale but also a lingering, empty feeling after last year's events in Hagerstown. They fielded a similarly strong team in 2018 but didn't come away with a result after a crash in the final corner ended any hopes for their sprinter. Fast forward a year, and it's a windy day in Hagerstown, Maryland. Conditions that would make the race difficult, something FIB thought worked in their favor. The plan, according to FIB's Ryan Knapp, was to play things conservatively for the first half of the race and let some small attacks go. This played out as planned when Daniel Nutzelmuller attacked early and kept the race exciting for the early laps. FIB, like most of the bigger teams, wanted to take advantage of a tired field in the final laps, break things open, and get smaller groups where they could have numbers on their side. Paul Martin was called into service first, represented the team in the small group that caught Nutzelmuller. Having Martin in the break meant it was up to the other teams to chase while FIB saved their matches. Around mile 80, the day's breakaway was reeled in after Legion of LA went to the front for their team leader Justin Williams and did some work. Shortly after the group came back together, a three-rider move rolled off the front after the feed zone. It contained Ben Schmutte and Ryan Knapp from First Internet Bank, as well as Total Civil Construction's Matt McClune. With roughly 35 miles of racing remaining, the trio worked well together for another full lap. But on the final time through the feed zone, some cracks started to appear in McClune's armor as Schmutte and Knapp agreed that it was time to trim the group. There are times in bike racing in which subterfuge and surprise are the tactics of choice. This was not one of those times. Coming around the corner, Knapp isn't subtle as he implores Schmutte to attack. Knapp sat on McClune for a minute as he gave a last-ditch effort to chase. When that failed, Knapp bridged across to Schmutte on the rollers about 10 miles to go. From there, it was a full gas commitment to make the move stick. With 5 miles to go, the First Internet Bank duo looked back and saw a solo blue streak coming across and knew it could only be their teammate Stephen Bassett. He quickly bridged the gap and went straight to the front to power the breakaway to the line. Knapp said that the official told them a chase group of 2 was only 20 seconds back with about 4K to go, which wasn't a big enough gap to start thinking about victory celebrations or discussing who was crossing the line first. Once the trio, behind Bassett's power, hit the 1K to go sign, the discussion on who would take the jersey began. Knapp made the case for Ben Schmutte as the rider to cross first because, in Knapp's words, he's a young guy, very hardworking, and was certainly motoring all day in the break. Knapp added that Stephen would have also been a possible candidate to take the win, but he's had so much success this season that Knapp had a strong suspicion Bassett won't be amateur next year and therefore would never race in the jersey. And so it was settled. Schmutte crossed the line in first, took the jersey, Knapp came in second, and Bassett ended up third to complete the First Internet Bank sweep of Amateur Road Cat 1 Championships. And what better heat check is there than that? See you next time, cycling friends.